Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to the 2019 F1 season. This is the review of the 2019 F1 Australian Grand Prix qualifying. And before I start getting into the review, this seems like rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. I'm not complaining. I'm just stating facts that this is definitely a rinse and repeat. A rinse and repeat. Lewis Hamilton on pole, equaling Michael Schumacher and Ayrton Senna for 8 poles at a single Grand Prix. Ayrton Senna done in Imola, where he tragically lost his life. Schumacher done it in Suzuka, and now Hamilton in Australia. So, Hamilton, he's clocking up the records now. This is what it seems like now. He's just there to break every record going. And in my opinion, I think he's going to achieve it. Definitely. He will achieve all his goals. I think he's going to break the World Championship record held by Schumacher. He's definitely going to win. He's going to break the race win record, what's held by Michael Schumacher. He's got the pole record and counting. Before he retires, he's going to be on 100 plus poles. Most definitely. So what next for him after this? Maybe he's going to bow down in a couple of years. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe he's going to go on past 40. Look at Schumacher. Not Schumacher. Look at Kimi. Kimi Räikkönen. Still going strong for Sauber. He was at Ferrari, now he's at Sauber. Alfa Romeo. So, yeah. Good time for Lewis Hamilton. Good time for Mercedes. But before I get into the review, I've got to go into the marks on Sky Sports commentary. The marks. Coming out the woodworks. Like they always do. From the beginning of winter testing. All the way to practice. Max Verstappen's going to win the championship. Ferrari's going to win the Constructors. Ferrari's got the faster car. A lot faster than Mercedes. Mercedes having problems in the corners. The car looks a bit shaky. Paul di Resta can't help himself. Oh, I think Red Bull's got a chance. I think Red Bull's he's gonna get pole. I think Ferrari's going to definitely win the Constructors Championship. Mercedes, the car doesn't look right. I don't think they're going to get pole. Bottas is definitely not going to get pole. That's all what was coming out of Sky. The same old bullshit that we got last season and the season before and the season before. And what do Mercedes do like they done last year and the season before and the season before? They're going to put the car on pole. But there was one guy on Sky commentary who's got a bit of sense. Martin Brundle. He was saying, even in practice, he said that Mercedes car looks real fast. It looks fast, you know. He told everybody, he told Paul di Resta, he told all the rest of the marks. He says, that car looks really fast. But did they listen? No. No. They never listen. As what my mum used to say, you can't hear, must feel. Don't they ever learn? You think that Mercedes are going to reveal all the secrets in qualifying? I mean, in practice, in winter testing. They're not going to show their hand. Sandbagging is definitely the word. Of course there was sandbagging. That's all I heard. Sandbagging. Of course there's sandbagging. There was even, it was funny, it's like when they had the press conference and they asked Mercedes, they asked Lewis Hamilton, is your car all right? And Lewis Hamilton says, no. There's still a lot of problems with the car. And he said, I'm not BSing. That's what he said. And I was watching it, I was thinking, oh, come on. Yeah, whatever. I knew all along that there was sandbagging. It doesn't take a genius to work it out. When qualifying finished, it was funny when qualifying finished. He goes, there's Paul, I don't know whatever his name is, Martin something, I don't know his name. He goes, oh, why do we always fall for it? You had Paul the rest there, got it, is, oh, I can't believe it, McLaren's so fast, the Mercedes is so fast, I can't believe it, they turned it up, they made sure the car was right for today, rambling on. Even Damon Hill was looking at him thinking, what are you talking about, mate? Damon Hill had sense. He knew there was something under the bonnet. But did they listen? No. Martin Brundle said there was something under the bonnet. He said in practice, that car, straight line speed, that Mercedes car looked fast. But did they listen? No. Did they ever listen? No. Never, ever listen. Just like the Marks and Autosports. Oh, Ferrari! Ferrari's got it this season. Red Bull, Max Verstappen. Governor Max Verstappen. That's all I heard. Max Verstappen this, Max Verstappen that. Max Verstappen's going to go to his apartment. Max Verstappen's going to go out with Pierre Gasly. Max Verstappen's going to go out and have a curry. Max Verstappen's going to go do this. Max Verstappen's going to do that. And then he's going to go back to his home and play FIFA and play FIFA again. And then he's going to come to Monaco and he's going to win the Monaco Grand Prix. And he's going to come into the 2019 season and he's going to win this. He's going to win that. He's going to win this. Governor! That's all I heard for whole of winter testing. This, that. I was just sitting there thinking, you marks. Autosport marks. The biggest Ferrari marks in the history of Formula One. Autosports. Delusional. Very delusional. They're very biased. They're biased against Lewis Hamilton. Biased against Mercedes. All they care about is Ferrari. Ferrari this, Ferrari that, Ferrari this, Ferrari that. But little do they know, Mercedes, he's won 5 championships, 5 drivers' titles, 5 years in a row. And by the looks of the car, I know the season just started, I'm not going to make no predictions. But by the looks of it, if Mercedes keep going on the way they are, it looks like they're going to achieve it again. Now, Constructors, that's a completely different picture. Now, Constructors, I think it's going to be really close this season. My tip, it is going to be anyone to dethrone Mercedes on the Constructors. I'm going to say probably Ferrari, maybe. Depends how Charles Leclerc gets on. If Vettel doesn't make more mistakes like he always does. You know what Vettel's like. Not really reliable. After the summer break, is he? After the summer break, you know what Vettel's like. Oh, God. Vettel. Mistakes he makes, mistakes after mistakes after mistakes. But Charles Leclerc, he's a young guy. Charles Leclerc, he's learning. During that I think it was qualifying 2 or qualifying 1, Q1, when Charles Leclerc comes second fastest. I think it was Q1. I thought, whoa, what a time. I thought, is he going to get pole? Because you know what? I went 100%. In my heart of hearts, at one time, I never thought that it weren't guaranteed that Lewis Hamilton was going to get pole. After Valtteri Bottas, after Q2, in Q3 when Valtteri Bottas done that monstrous lap and he went straight into top, and it was like 2 minutes to go, and then they came out, and, when they did the last lap just before the end of Q3, I thought Bottas is going to probably have him here. Because I think on his second run, Hamilton, he slipped in that last corner, cost himself a few. He went over the curb, over the sausage curb, and then Bottas went out and done a monstrous lap and got fastest lap track record. And I thought, well, maybe Bottas is hiding something. At one time, I did thought Bottas was going to get pole. But Lewis Hamilton, as the champion, has the experience he's got. True legend, true champion. One of the greatest drivers to ever step foot in a Formula One car. He went out and done just like he did in Silverstone 2018. He went out, he waited for the last minute, came out and just done an almighty pole. And got himself on pole. And now he's in P1. So when race day starts tomorrow, he's going to be in front, and second is going to be Bottas, and third is going to be Vettel. Now Ferrari. A lot of people that were saying on the TV, the Sky Sports commentary, and on Twitter, social media, that is social media. Keyboard warriors on there. Fucking keyboard warriors. But anyway, a lot of people saying it was very disappointing Ferrari. Not really. Ferrari done well. Ferrari raced good. But it just wasn't good enough that day. That's all it is. You can't be perfect every race. Look, it's the first race of the season. Everybody should just relax. Relax. That's my word for the season. Chill and relax. So, on to qualifying. Well, practice. Hamilton got fastest in practice 1, practice 2, and practice 3. But I ain't going to talk about practice because this video is about qualifying. And that's what I really talk about. So, on to qualifying. Let's see what's going on here. Qualifying. So, the standings for qualifying, we had Lewis Hamilton on pole for tomorrow for Mercedes. 2, Valtteri Bottas. 3, Sebastian Vettel. 4th, Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen done well. Just passed Charles Leclerc the last lap of his Q3 time. Just past Leclerc. Charles Leclerc and Max Verstappen, they're going to be battling a lot this season. If the Honda engine can hold up for Red Bull, they're going to be up there. They'll be fighting with Ferrari and Mercedes. That's if the engine holds up. But it's Honda engine. So, Honda engine, the last few years, when I went to McLaren, they've never done that well. Reliability issues. They've got the speed, but reliability issues is not there for Honda. But they've said they've sorted themselves out, and we'll see what happens. I hope they have. I hope it's going to be a 3-horse race between these top guys. I don't want Mercedes to just run away with it. It's just going to make the season boring. So, yeah. So, if the Honda engine can keep their engine good, it's going to be close. Pierre Gasly. Talking before we start getting onto here. Pierre Gasly. So we have Max Verstappen in 4th. 5, Charles Leclerc. 6, Romain Grosjean. Kevin Magnussen 7th. Lando Norris in 8th. Kimi Raikkonen in 9th. 10th, Sergio Perez. Nico Hülkenberg 11th. 12th, Daniel Ricciardo 13th. Alexandra Albon 14th. Antonio Giovinazzi. And 15th, Daniel Fiat. And 16th, Lance Stroll. Pierre Gasly in 17th. And 18th, Carlos Sainz. 19th, George Russell. And 20th, Robert Kubica. Yeah, Williams is having the struggles like they did last season. I think they're gonna continue to have struggles. Williams. It's a shame because they've been around a long time. My thoughts on Williams. Great manufacturer based in England, British manufacturer. So I always like, as a British guy, the British manufacturers to do well in F1. And it's just a shame that Williams are going, I hope to stay around. I think they'll stay around. But maybe when the new regulations come in 2021, they'll make more of a mark. So, on the sport. Yeah. And I was talking about Pierre Gasly. I'm trying to find the thing on Pierre Gasly. Yeah, I was looking at Dan Ricciardo, Charles Leclerc, Daniel Ricciardo. Yeah. I think Pierre Gasly. Yeah, Pierre Gasly. Pierre Gasly. Where is he gone? Pierre Gasly. Yeah, Pierre Gasly. I think he didn't even make out a P1, did he? Hey, Pierre Gasly. Where is he? Roman Grosjean, Nico Hülkenberg. Yeah, Pierre Gasly. I think he didn't make out qualifying. He didn't make qualifying 2, did he? Yeah, Pierre Gasly didn't even make out a qualifying 2. So that's a bit disappointing for him. He said there was something wrong with the engine, power issues. I don't know. It didn't break down, but he said the engine didn't feel right, and the time wasn't there. So look what happened last year with Daniel Ricciardo. Ricciardo's with Red Bull ever since he announced that he was going to Renault. All of a sudden his car started breaking down. Look, conspiracy theory. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I just state it. I just state the facts, the way I see them. Ever since Daniel Ricciardo announced that he was leaving Red Bull last season, he was going to Renault. Ever since then, his car was breaking down. He was having power issues. He was having hydraulic issues. Front suspension was going. Back suspension was going. But it's just funny. Before that, his car was perfect. But ever since he announced that he was leaving to go to Renault, his car was breaking down. Fact. I was watching a few episodes before now on Netflix. If you haven't watched the new episodes of F1, it's like an F1 documentary, season 1. It's all about the lower end cars, about Red Bull, Renault, Force India. Ferrari's not on there, or Mercedes, because they didn't want to participate in the Netflix documentary. It's like a season. It's on season 1 at the moment. I think there's 8 episodes. Ferrari and Mercedes didn't want to get involved for reasons of I don't know. But Red Bull, they had this thing about Daniel Ricciardo, that it was a very tough decision for him to leave Red Bull, and he was in 2 minds. And if you watch my old videos from last season, I said it from day one. I never heard no one talk about this online on social media. If you did, I didn't see it. But I remember saying on my videos that Daniel Ricciardo, for me, his decision to leave Red Bull was at Baku, when him and Max Verstappen collided with each other. For me, it was Max Verstappen's fault. When they collided with each other, I think then that's where he made the decision. And I was watching this documentary on Netflix, very not documentary, it's a TV episode of F1. And after that Baku incident, you could see there was a part in that documentary where you saw Daniel Ricciardo talking to one of his managers or agents, saying is Bottas going to be at Mercedes next season, because there was rumours that Ricciardo was going to Mercedes. So I can see where the rumours came from now. And he was talking to one of his agents saying, you think that Bottas is going to be at Mercedes next season if he doesn't do well this season? And it seems like he was kind of making his decision then. This was just after that Baku incident, when he had that collide with that crash with Max Verstappen. And I only saw this today, this documentary. It's only TV episode. It's only been on Netflix about a week. And I'm talking about last year now, when I made this video on my channel, and I said I think he made that decision at Baku, after Baku. So it seems like he did. I'm not blowing smoke up my arse, I'm just stating the facts. But the point of what I'm trying to make, going back to Pierre Gasly, he's going to be the second driver. Now, Pierre Gasly doesn't seem like that kind of guy. He wants to be a second driver. Okay? It doesn't seem like that to me. He wants to be the first driver. But Max Verstappen wants to be he's the alpha. You've got 2 alphas in that team. He's got 2 alphas. So, Red Bull, their main priority, their main driver is Max Verstappen. That's their main driver. And whoever thinks different is just delusional. Let's just face it. Pierre Gasly is a second driver. He maybe doesn't want to be the second driver, but and that's probably why Daniel Ricciardo left. That was one of the main reasons. I think that debrief after Baku, I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall in that debrief after Baku. I think in that debrief, they probably didn't punish Max Verstappen. They probably didn't say anything. They had a debrief. They probably talked about it, but nothing was said after. Probably no fines. And I think he must have thought, you know what, I'm off. I reckon that's when it was creeping in his head, the doubt. Because before that, when it was at Monaco, he was happy days. But I think that was the decision then. The decision for Daniel Ricciardo. It was kind of slowly going over in his head. And he was thinking it was time to go. So, to Pierre Gasly, he's got that's what he's got to look forward to. It's all about Max Verstappen. I think they invested too much money into him. He's a young guy. I don't even say he's going to win a championship, but he ain't won a championship yet, has he? And maybe he's not going to win the championship this year, maybe not next year. Well, when do you open your eyes? When do Red Bull open their eyes? That Red Bull is not just about Max Verstappen. You know? Because Pierre Gasly is a good driver. We'll see this season. I know he had problems in qualifying and he didn't make it. He didn't even make it into Q3. But you know, that's just the way it is. Now, I'm going to go through qualifying again. I know I said it already, but I'm going to go through it. So on pole, Lewis Hamilton second, Valtteri Bottas third, Sebastian Vettel, Max Verstappen fourth. Fifth, it was Charles Leclerc. Sixth, Roman Grosjean. Seventh, Kevin Magnussen. Eighth, Lando Norris. Ninth, Kimi Raikkonen. 10th, Sergio Perez. 11th, Nico Hülkenberg. 12th, Daniel Ricciardo. 13th, Alexander Albon. 14th, Antonio Giovinazzi. And 15th, Daniel Fiat. Lance Stroll in 16th. 17th, Pierre Gasly. 18th, Carlos Sainz. 19th, George Russell. And Robert Kubica at the bottom. So, Lando Norris. Get in there, mate. Lando Norris. I'll give him respect. He came in. First Grand Prix. First qualifying. And he made it into Q3. Respect. Respect to that Lando Norris. Respect. He got his car and he's got his car in 8th place. So the guys that are in front of him is Magnussen, Roman Grosjean, Charles Leclerc, Max Verstappen, Sebastian Vettel, Valtteri Bottas, Lewis Hamilton on top. He's in 8th place, Lando Norris. He got the McLaren on 8th place. And he's beat some big names. He's beat Kimi Raikkonen, beat Sergio Perez, Nico Hülkenberg, Ricciardo, list goes on, Daniel Fiat, Lance Stroll. He's beat some big names, so respect to him. Hopefully he has a good race tomorrow and if he has a clean race, nobody bashes into him. Hopefully he can finish as high as he can. Respect to him. Respect. I got it up. That's my driver of the day. I mean, I know the race that started, but the out of qualifying and practice, the one that's impressed me the most is for the car he's got as well. Is Lando Norris. Yeah. Hopefully he does good tomorrow. So yeah, my opinion on the qualifying, it was a good qualifying. I thought it was touch and go at the end. I thought Bottas was probably gonna get pole past Hamilton. I thought Vettel would have done better. I know he's in 3rd place. I thought Vettel was gonna probably get second, and on Hamilton it was a toss up between Hamilton and Bottas to get top. I don't know, but we'll see what tomorrow happens. Like last season, Hamilton got the Mercedes on pole. But there was a mix-up in the pitch strategy. Mercedes are saying that there was a glitch in the system. Well, we will never know. But that's 2 years in a row now. Hamilton got done at the pits. 17 and 18 season. 19, hopefully he can break that and go on to win tomorrow. So, yeah. It was a good qualifying. A lot of people on social media were saying it was, oh yeah, whatever, Hamilton again. Oh, it's one of them, innit? He's a great driver, and you know he's got the car. People saying, oh, Hamilton put him in the Williams car. If he's in a Williams car to see what happens, yeah, but you could say the same thing about Schumacher, Michael Schumacher, when he won when he was in the Ferrari, when he was in Renault. When he was in the Renault, that was the best car at the time. When he was in Ferrari had the best car at the time for 5 years domination, and he won the title 5 years in a row. With Ferrari, he had the best car. You never had people coming out then and saying, "Oh, Schumacher's got the." Well, he had a few people. He had a few like haters, especially the British media hating on Schumacher. One of them. People saying he's a cheat. Whatever, yeah. Whatever. Probably was. You know what I mean? He cheated a lot, Schumacher. He's one of them, and he kind of put a damper on his career, but it's one of them. But you could say the same thing about Ayrton Senna when he was at McLaren. McLaren was the best car when he had rivalry with Ayrton Senna and he had Frost. That McLaren was the best car. That's why they both won the championship with that McLaren, the MP46. So it's one of them, innit? The best drivers, look at all the Formula 1 history, the best drivers going back to Fangio all the way up to Lewis Hamilton for all the years. The guys that have won the championship, most of the time had the fastest car. So you can't just say, oh yeah, if he was in the Williams, he wouldn't win the championship. It doesn't work, you know what I mean? It's just stupid. It's a stupid debate because look at all the champions over the years that have won the title. They've all the 99.9% of the time they had the fastest car. And that's it. Sometimes you have the fastest car. It's about the driver as well, you know. You can have speed, but you got to have the skill as well around the corners. And not every driver's got the skill like Lewis Hamilton. For me, the only one who would probably beat Hamilton on the grid if he was there today, now he's probably what's his name? Alonso. I thought Alonso's just as good as Hamilton. It's a fact that he made a few wrong moves in F1. He went to Ferrari. Ferrari wasn't competitive. They should have been competitive, and the Ferrari couldn't handle him. So when he left Ferrari, never had him back. When he went to McLaren, and McLaren was a good team, but they weren't the best. But you know, he just made he made some wrong decisions, Alonso. But he speaks his mind, don't he? He's one of them. If something's not right, he's going to tell him, and they'll keep telling him till they get it right. He's a perfectionist. It's one of them, and but. Going back to my point, a lot of these people's fans on social media, if Hamilton was in a Williams car, it's one of them, isn't it? He's not in a Williams car, is he? He's in a Mercedes, and he's a 5-time world champion. And people can hate on him all they want. Hate on him. The more you hate on Lewis Hamilton, the more he's just going to prove you wrong, right? Prove you wrong. He'll go out and just you say Hamilton's Hamilton's this, Hamilton that. He'll just go out and win the Australian Grand Prix. It's one of them. People say, oh, Hamilton's losing it. Hamilton's not the driver he was. So just go and win the championship. The more you hate on him, the more he's just going to prove. He shove it down your throat. That's what he's going to do. You hate on him, he shoves it down your throat. And that's what, the more you hate on him, it fuels him. You hate, it fuels. Hate, fuel. There's the hate, you fuel him. And that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. But enough of that now. I'm going to sign out now. I'm glad to be back doing the reviews on the qualifying. Race day reviews coming tomorrow. And it's a bit late, but it was in Australian. And I'm in the UK and I stayed up all night watching it, and then I was asleep. I was asleep half of the day. And then I had to go out and do some errands, and now I'm back and now I'm doing my review. So look out for my review tomorrow. If it doesn't come straight after the race, it'll come later on in the day. Look out for that. Hit the subscribe button on YouTube, alert button, so as soon as I get my videos and I upload them, you'll be the first one to see them. So this is Solo P1. Follow me on my channels on the side there. Solo_P1 on Instagram. Follow me on Twitter if you want to talk about F1. Solo P1. Follow me on YouTube. Solo P1. And follow me on Twitch. Solo_P1. This is Solo P1 signing out of the 2019 F1 season. No, 2019 F1 Australian Grand Prix qualifying. See you later, guys. I'm glad to be back. Bye.